What's up, everybody? My name is Blue Drake, and I want to talk about how depressed I am. Not just necessarily about the state of this game, but just kind of the state of a lot of games like this. And possibly more importantly, I want to talk about some of the reasons that I think why this might be happening. Now, I'm not sure if you're actually aware, but recently, Electronic Arts is one of many AAA studios that have announced that they're looking to sell their studio. And that's not a good sign. Now, it's never really a good sign when other studios want to sell either, but when all of the most major studios are looking to sell at the same time, that is not a coincidence. That means we're probably on the cusp of a video game development recession. People are looking for a way out. People are looking to grab their cash bag and dip. And that, more and more, seems to be the mentality between most studios that have been releasing games in the past couple of years. And when I say most studios, like, man, it's kind of sad, but I'm almost talking about everybody. Everyone is selling out. Literally, like, sometimes people will say, oh, they're selling out because they put in, like, a skin, but it's not actually selling out. They're just trying to make money. In this case, they're literally, definitively selling out. And not just EA, but so many others. And at the same time, making games that are worse and worse, or in some cases not necessarily worse, but there will be games that have improvements and, you know, might even look really pretty, but the business models around them and the way that they're sold and the way that they're distributed almost defeats the entire point of the game existing at all. And I have a couple of theories of why this is happening, but I also want to talk a little bit about what I think the future of video games is maybe going to look like in the coming years. I made videos many years ago kind of talking about where we are now, that I saw a lot of big executives that were running some of these studios not really caring about the fans and making really short-sighted plans. And one of the things that I think was most alarming wasn't that, oh, hey, these guys are making short-sighted plans because they're stupid. In fact, in some cases, I think a lot of these executives are making short-sighted plans, you know, alienating their player bases for money, putting in features that nobody really wants but might get them an extra dime, even if it means angering a bunch of people. It's not that they were doing these things because they were stupid. In fact, it might have been the smartest thing they've ever done. And I think because we've been seeing a lot of these studios now selling and looking to either merge or just ditch the entire thing onto somebody else's lap, I would say that that shows that this was maybe the plan all along. Grind this franchise out for as much money as they can possibly get, and then dump it on somebody else and get an extra paycheck just to walk away. And that's something that is really a little bit disturbing, but, and this is the positive note of this video, I think that this is something that can also turn around. We are now at a pivot point, I would say, in the industry. A lot of the people that were making bad decisions when it came to marketing and distributing or even just creating games in general, but for bad reasons, a lot of those people, or, well, maybe not bad reasons, but greedy reasons, a lot of those people are now on their way out. They've gotten their bag, they've gotten their load of cash, and they're going to be moving on, which means maybe, just maybe, even though, I mean, a recession's a recession, and it's probably going to be hard either way, maybe the coming years might be finally some form of return to the people who really love this genre and who really love these kinds of games, or, well, in many cases, just games in general, because this problem has been prevalent everywhere, not necessarily only with the Battlefield franchise or otherwise. And that's actually something that has me pretty excited. This has been an issue for so long, having studios with the wrong mindsets just because there was a lot of money to be made. And even if you were to go and look at the stock market, if you look at Ubisoft's stocks, if you look at EA's stocks, there was a period of time, roughly around 2014, when I think this problem honestly started, that you can actually see a skyrocketing of their stock value, where just everything started going up. And this is across the board. This is EA, this is Ubisoft, but the past couple of years you've actually noticed a lot of these studios, their stock values have been stagnating. And I think that's one of the reasons a lot of these studios are significantly less excited about the long-term prospects of their games. Because, I mean, you can't just have an exponential growth forever when it comes to stocks. Like, what goes up has to come down. And I think in the coming, maybe in the next 12, 24 months, things are going to start coming down. And I think while this is going to be tough, I mean, there's going to be a lot of layoffs, there's going to be a lot of problems, a lot of issues started by people that were just greedy, that created studios and business practices that were unsustainable. And it's going to hurt. But I think when the dust settles, maybe the studios that are going to be left are going to be the ones that actually care, and are going to be the ones that actually stuck around in order to make games, not because they wanted to make a bunch of cash, but because they loved the community, and they loved the people that played their games, and they loved the games themselves. So I'm hoping that that's going to happen. Regardless, however, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think that our industry, the game industry, is headed towards a crash? Do you still think there is some gleam of hope for games like Battlefield 2042, even though it's been a long time now and it seems like the updates have kind of stagnated, and we can kind of get an idea of the lack of commitment EA has in terms of actually making this game I mean, really a diamond that it could be if they cared enough, but I think they just don't. I mean, how do you feel about that? Let me know your thoughts, and of course, if you want to stick around, make sure you press that subscribe button. I love hearing your all's opinions. I love watching your all's conversations. I do keep track of all the comments, even though I don't respond to all of them, so let me know. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, the next video is going to be me talking about a new game that is not going to be making the mistakes that so many other games I've been covering recently have made. All right, take care. Cheers.